Hello, everyone. This is the first recording for my introduction to philosophy and AI. I want to ask whether philosophy can contribute to AI, can help shape AI. As rapid as the developments in AI are, it has also become obvious that AI researchers can get stuck when they find themselves talk about things like truth or justice or lying and so on. Those are topics that are traditionally discussed in philosophy, but not in computer science. And yet, all of a sudden, they are essential to projects in AI. And it just doesn't look like throwing more computing power at them is going to resolve things. So, my answer to the question of whether philosophers can contribute to AI is going to be well, it is worth trying. And it's actually quite promising. In particular, if philosophers are going to work with AI researchers on specific problems, in particular, maybe even on framing these problems. Now, this proposal is based on any number of conversations I've had with AI researchers on what they see as open questions, where they find themselves get stuck, and also then them being painfully aware that their own training and expertise is not on things like what is justice or truth and so on. But it is here that philosophy has a lot of specifics to offer. Well, can this work? There are precedents for this kind of thing. For example, with respect to human rights, philosophers just kind of thought that this is so important that they needed to make their voices heard. And they significantly influenced the development of human rights. At this point, the content and scope of human rights that are recognized by international organizations has been quite importantly shaped by philosophers. And that is the kind of thing I have in mind also with respect to AI. AI also seems urgently important. So when something like that is the case, philosophers, I think, can and will put their minds to it. My proposal can get us out of an impasse. I've heard any number of stories and witnessed this firsthand about how collaborations or, just attempted collaborations between AI researchers and philosophers currently often go. Let's say an AI researcher has a project where they realize, oh, well, I'm talking about truth. I'm talking about lying. And those aren't really notions that I have views on. So let me ask my colleague, the philosopher, whether they can tell me something about it. Maybe they can send me a definition. And then the philosopher says, well, there is no agreement on what lying is or what truth is. I could recommend these 20 articles to you and maybe these 200 articles or even more. And at that point, the computer scientist kind of gives up. They were hoping for some bit of input, but they didn't want to devote their lives to this. And that is the impasse that I mean. And my proposal is that philosophers and computer scientists work together at a more specific level. It is not so clear that for a particular project in AI, something as abstract as, let's say, a definition of truth is even what is most useful. Maybe some more specific input is really what's needed, but that will only come to light if there is, in fact, a kind of collaboration that involves ongoing conversation. And I will offer a few illustrations for this, examples, and kind of further ideas about how this can work in the next couple of recordings.